What's going on YouTube? DCEASED War here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about DCEASED War of the Undead Gods, issue number 6 of 8. Only 2 issues left after this one, and then we are done with the DCEASED world. Hard to believe we're already at this point, but this issue I thought was really good. A lot of exciting stuff happens. It's end of the world, craziness, or end of the universe, mind you. It's just every time you feel like there's no bits of hope left, it just keeps throwing more and more stuff at you. So that's what we get in this issue. So the start of the issue, we get a bit of Lobo, and it's actually pretty funny stuff with Lobo at the beginning here. Like I said, Tom Taylor, when he writes Elseworld stuff, is way better than when he writes main universe stuff. I'm actually curious to see how his Adventures of John Kent Superman's going to be, because it's like we're getting a crossover of like his Elseworld stuff and his main universe stuff. So I'll be interested to see if that one like is better or kind of weaker than some of the main universe stuff. But yeah, so like I said, DC's this issue was pretty good. Basically we had Spectre versus Mr. Mxyzptlk, and all sorts of chaos ensued. You know, you get bits of Darkseid, you get infected mother boxes, Erebus, and you got Highfather and the characters from New Genesis showing up, trying to unleash all sorts of hell, and their heroes are trying to escape so they can administer the cure. Leslie Tompkins, of course, gets hit with the anti-life equation virus, and Alfred is just having a rough time of it because he's with Leslie in this, which is actually something I feel like is pretty good and makes sense. Superman getting utilized here, and I one thing I like about this is despite all the end of the world stuff, Superman never gives up. And that's one thing I always admire about him. When the stakes are pretty much at their lowest and everyone thinks it's time to stop, Superman's able to control himself and, you know, continue to be that hopeful character that we all know and love. Damian's there. He tries to buy some time, and he just gets his ass beat by the Highfather. And then the coolest moment in the entire issue happens at the very end here. Alfred has basically an anime moment where he just has like a screaming moment. For those who are Dragon Ball fans, it made me think of Gohan when he went Super Saiyan 2, and Alfred becomes the new Spectre. How awesome is that? And he literally punches a hole right through the Highfather's head. That was really awesome. It's cool to see Alfred get some sort of powers and just become one of the most powerful beings in all of DC Comics and just unload hell on that. That's something I never really would have expected. That kind of caught me by surprise by the end of this thing. And now that Alfred has the power, I'm interested to see how things will unfold in the last 2 issues, because Lobo's being brought into the mix and how he's going to have to save the world just so he can get like an eternity of like all sorts of pleasures and stuff. And they're like, we'll use all our highest minds of intellect to continually make things creative for you. So like that's his form of payment. So Lobo is pretty cool in this thing. The action and artwork are really cool. And then of course Alfred at the end becoming the Spectre, like that's some really neat and exciting stuff. And we only have 2 issues left. Yeah, there's some things I'm kind of questioning, like, okay, how are we going to end DC's 3? Because this is it. This is the end of the series. There's still some lingering plot threads throughout the various DC's books, which I wonder if they're even going to ever follow up on. Remember Talia al Ghul and how she carried Stephanie Brown away in Hope at World's End? Whatever happened to her? Like, we never got an answer for that thing. So I'm hoping Taylor at least answers that in the next 2 issues. There's still time, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I thought this was a very entertaining issue. Plenty of action, plenty of epic stuff going on, and of course, Alfred becoming the Spectre felt straight out of an anime. Like I said, it reminded me of Dragon Ball Z when Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2, and just every time a transformation happens in that show, I just like Alfred screamed, ah, and then all of a sudden he got all this like untapped potential power. That just speaks to me. So kudos to Tom Taylor, kudos to the artwork in this thing. I thought they did a really good job. And I'm excited to see where DC's goes from here. There's a lot of stakes riding on it, and I'm like, how the hell are they going to get out of this situation? That's part of the fun of it for me. But yeah, DC's has been very good right now. So yeah, go check it out. Lots of cool stuff in this issue. Like I said, Alfred is the Spectre. That's some pretty cool shit. I don't really have too many criticisms with this thing. This thing moves at a pretty quick pace. It certainly doesn't drag. Yeah, there's a lot of characters, but I mean, for this type of story, I think it works, because this is the entire universe is pretty much at its end. And just all the chaos that's ensuing. So I hope they have a good enough ending for this thing, because trying to end like a trilogy, if you will, I mean, there's been other stuff with it, but it's just, you have the main DC's thing, you have Dead Planet, which didn't quite hit the mark like the first DC's did, and now you're going to have War of the Undead Gods, which hopefully will deliver a real satisfying conclusion to the story. So there you go. Those are my quick thoughts on it. If you have any thoughts on it, post them down below in the comment section down. And yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I really enjoyed this issue. Don't have really anything to complain about. So yeah, that's it. I got 2 more videos I'm going to try and get out today. Like right after this, I'm going to get the Nightwing issue also by Tom Taylor, and World's Finest. And then by tomorrow, you should get the latest issue of Superman. I haven't gotten around to reading that because that's the start of the new Joshua Williamson run. So I want to kind of take some time in between and read that one and really let that digest. But I read the other stuff, so look forward to that. All right, well, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.